Welcome back to Vlog. Today, we are re-exploring one of the most important geopolitical evolutions of the 21st century, Saudi Arabia's rise as a multipolar power. For decades, its foreign policy relied heavily on oil and the U.S. security partnership, but that framework is changing rapidly. The kingdom is now deepening its economic ties with China, maintaining strong military relations with the United States, and expanding its presence within global organizations like BRICS. This isn't a contradiction, it's strategic balancing. To understand the shift, we must start with economics. Saudi Arabia still relies on oil for around 80% of its income. Meanwhile, the UAE has reduced its dependence to less than 25%. With global energy markets changing, Saudi Arabia sees diversification as essential for long-term stability. And China has become one of its most important partners for that transformation. China and Saudi Arabia have steadily built one of the largest economic relationships in the Middle East. Trade passed $110 billion last year, and Saudi Arabia supplies nearly 20% of China's oil. The partnership extends to infrastructure, technology, and renewable energy. In 2023, China even helped facilitate diplomatic dialogue between Saudi Arabia and Iran, an important step for regional stability. For China, Saudi Arabia is a gateway to the Middle East. For Saudi Arabia, China provides a crucial economic counterweight in a multipolar world. Despite its growing ties with China, Saudi Arabia maintains a deep security partnership with the United States. Much of its defense equipment is U.S.-made, and both countries cooperate closely on regional security and technology. In late 2024, high-level discussions between U.S. and Saudi leaders covered civil nuclear cooperation, large-scale investment opportunities, and advanced defense technology. These talks highlight that Saudi Arabia is not replacing one partner with another. It is expanding its diplomatic space. Saudi Arabia's approach is known as multi-alignment, maintaining partnerships with different global powers for different needs. The United States remains its key security partner. China is essential for economic transformation. Vision 2030 accelerates this dual-track strategy. Saudi Arabia's status as a major non-NATO ally also illustrates continuing cooperation with the United States while keeping economic doors open across Asia. For the United States, building strong regional partners helps maintain stability without direct long-term military involvement. Saudi Arabia, with its resources and strategic position, fits this approach. At the same time, Saudi Arabia continues cooperating with China and BRICS nations, giving it greater economic and diplomatic flexibility. This is multipolar strategy, strengthening ties with different powers to maintain autonomy and broaden influence. Saudi Arabia's strategy is effective, but not without challenges. Global competition between the United States and China continues to grow, and regional dynamics add complexity. Saudi diplomacy aims to maintain relationships with both sides, supporting stability while avoiding alignment against any major power. How long the balance holds depends on future, regional, and global developments. The world is becoming increasingly multipolar, and Saudi Arabia is adapting accordingly. Rather than choosing between Washington and Beijing, it is working with both to secure its long-term future. This balanced approach marks one of the most significant geopolitical transformations in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia is reshaping its role, and the world is watching closely. Thanks for watching Statelog. If you enjoyed this analysis, subscribe for more global strategy breakdowns. Share your thoughts in the comments. Can Saudi Arabia maintain this balance in a rapidly changing world? See you in the next one.